Welcome to update 2 of Tropical Storm Andrea, currently a tropical storm with winds of 45 miles per hour. You can see the forecast track here, expected to become an extratropical storm very soon and then sweep up the northeastern part of the United States and into the Atlantic regions of Canada as well, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland as well, as it goes out to sea into the Atlantic as an extratropical storm. Warnings in effect at the moment then. Tropical storm warning still in effect for north of the Savannah River to Cape Charles Light in Virginia, Pamlico and Albemarle Sounds and lower Chesapeake Bay south of New Point Comfort. Tropical storm warnings in effect for those areas at the moment. Tropical storm winds likely and perhaps some flooding. Tornado watches also in effect for northeastern North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, and a wind warning in effect for Inverness County in Nova Scotia at the moment. The first of the warnings going up for Canadian areas of land at the moment. And we also have flood watches in effect for many parts of the northeastern United States, parts of eastern Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, DC, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont and Maine as well. Flood warnings in all of these areas, flood watches rather, warnings in one or two select counties. Now here we have the sea surface temperatures at the moment, obviously not really applicable to Andrea at this time because it's turning extratropical, but waters obviously fall off quite a way as it progresses northward beyond 20 to 30 degrees north, going to around 11 degrees by the time it reaches the far north. And here's the radar imagery. You can see Andrea making landfall in Florida. That's what it did last night on the radar. It's a little bit out of date at this point because the storm's obviously over South Carolina at this point, but you can see what it was like, what the landfall looked like on the radar. And the current flow to imagery, this is more recent. You can see the storm moving off to the northeast there, the centre becoming ever more disorganised as the storm becomes more extratropical, and it's moving more quickly as well, as was forecast, moving very quickly now off to the northeast, and that's expected to continue as it moves across, straddling the coast mainly, and then eventually moving out into the Atlantic as an extratropical storm, and then probably staying out to sea in the North Atlantic for a little while, or affecting the British Isles as an extratropical storm. But to reiterate those warnings, storm conditions still very likely and indeed occurring across parts of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina and Virginia at the moment, with flood warnings elsewhere, so flooding is certainly a possibility for many parts of the northeast, which obviously isn't a good thing, and of course the tornado watches as well for parts of southeastern North Carolina, northeastern North Carolina and southeastern Virginia. Now here's the world tropics at the moment, seeing what else is going on around the world. As if Andrea wasn't enough, we have Invest 92L out in the Atlantic, Central Atlantic at the moment, approaching the Caribbean islands, not expected to intensify to develop into a storm, 0% chance on that at the moment, and 98W in the Western Pacific, which currently has a medium chance of development. And here's the Atlantic Ocean. You can see 92L there in the central part, and of course Andrea, where with the bulk of the cloud you can see on that image at least out to sea, which can only be a good thing because most of the heaviest of the rains will probably not be over land. However, that still does mean a concerning amount of rain could be falling in parts of the northeastern United States, and of course flooding a distinct possibility. 2013 compared then so far. Joint 162nd place is 2013, joint bottom, with one storm, 0 hurricanes and 0 major hurricanes, which is to be expected of course at this very early stage of the season. We're only on day 7, the 7th of June, and those were the other ones as well, the bottom 10 there. And of course you can track any storm that forms, including Andrea, as it progresses and as it dissipates and turns extratropical and what have you, on the Force 13 website /stormtracking.html, and that'll take you straight to the storm tracking page, and then you can look basin by basin which storms are doing what, a little bit of warning information, descriptions and such, and of course the latest satellite imagery on the Force 13 pages. And there'll be more on Andrea coming up in the next bulletin number 13 at midnight UTC this evening.